Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the chair of the APAC Real Estate Division, Simon Ziff.
Are you kidding me? I got the classic good news, bad news call this Friday. We have Senator Menendez speaking, but you have to follow him, and he's going to read your entire speech. So you did it well. How do I follow that? We are incredibly fortunate to have a champion like Bob Menendez in the Senate standing up for Israel. Thank you, Senator. And thank you, Milton Cooper, for your poignant remarks. You are a hero for so many of us, and you're a role model as well. Thank you. I'd like to recognize Richard Bassick, the founder of this real estate division, my co-chairs, Danny Benedict and Jason Musk, the entire Real Estate Executive Council, our National Real Estate Steering Committee, my APAC mentors, Mitch Rudin and Craig Solomon, and our friends at APAC, including Joe Natus, Jay Haberman, and Dan Mitzen. This is the thank you speech. We are joined today by a number of esteemed city, state, and federal elected representatives. Please direct your attention to the screens and join me in welcoming them. From the United States Congress, from the great states of New York and New Jersey, thank you for all what you do to strengthen the U.S.-Israel relationship. I just saw someone else I'd like to recognize, Grace Mann. Grace was the first representative to go against party and oppose the Iran deal this summer. Thank you, Grace. It was informed that Congressman Albios, Cirez, and Dan Donovan are here as well, who did the same. Thank you. There are three more people I'd like to recognize, our 2015 Real Estate Luncheon co-chairs. I don't like long speeches, so we chose chairs who don't even need to know their last names to be recognized. You can't buy $1 billion piece of land in New York without a cool name like Zeal. Zeal Feldman. Zeal has over 1,000 units under development right now, over a dozen projects, and is changing the city skyline as we sit here. He and his wife Heike, also known by her first name, are involved with many pro-Israeli causes, including the Shiva Hospital, where Heike is the chairman. They also frequently attend a policy conference in Washington, which has now grown to 1,000 real estate people. And then there's Raymond. How do you get a room full of Jews excited? We create the greatest high-end discount department store of all time. And that's what the Gidney family has done. The original remarks I wrote said if I were wearing a tie right now, it would have come from Century 21 department stores. That didn't go over very well with APAC. My friends Danny and Ralph sent me 2 ties this morning. Raymond's been extremely helpful in getting involved from the retail and Syrian community, and I know he's pleased that his friend and partner Ben Ashkenazi will be one of the luncheon co-chairs for next year. Last but not least is Mickey. Mickey Naftali came here from Israel 30 years ago and has put his stamp on the New York skyline as well, one of the city's great developers. He and his wife Frida also attend a policy conference in Washington frequently, where he, along with Zeal, have spoken to our national real estate delegation. I hope that many of you will attend as well. My wife Hope and I attend every year. This year the dates are March 20th to 22nd. These three share a deep passion and love for Israel and are raising their children in their footsteps. Their work has have made this luncheon a great success. This is our most successful luncheon ever, having raised over $7 million and we're 1,000 people strong. This is the third time I've addressed this group. Several years ago, I mentioned how I grew up in a small town in central Pennsylvania with very few Jews, and later I would meet our congressman, who, because of the great work of AIPAC, stood by Israel, even though there were fewer than 1% Jews in his district. Last year, I mentioned Iron Dome, and this year, is also important to me. My oldest daughter, Jessie, spent the summer in Israel working at the Shimon Peres Center for Peace, and my middle daughter is in Jerusalem now for the year studying. And I just want to remind everybody the core mission of AIPAC, to strengthen the relationship between the United States and Israel for a safe Israel. And in our philanthropic endeavors, we often hear that this is the most important year ever. And how can this year always be the most important year ever? When it comes to AIPAC and the relationship between Israel and the United States, it's about survival. The survival of our people and the survival of the United States' most important ally in the Middle East. This year will always be the most important year for AIPAC. Our keynote panel will begin a policy conversation about where we go from here after an incredibly difficult summer. That's why I'm excited to have Senators Coons and Sass with us. I'm looking forward to a constructive conversation that will be conducted with the collegiality and respect due our elected leaders. I don't want to delay that conversation any longer, so I'll say those two words one last time. To all who care about a safe Israel and a strong America.